principally Tony Rubeo has put in, and the rest of us, we still were unable, excuse me please, Margaret, we still were unable to get all the records in proper order by the end of January. And that is the reason why we still have the office closed, because we're focusing our efforts simply on getting all the records properly accessible. Now, one reason why there is an urgency behind this is because at one of our recent board meetings, public board meetings, we passed a resolution to appoint a qualified CPA to do an official audit for 2008 and 2009. The CPA, we've already secured a CPA. The CPA is scheduled to start that task very shortly. In order for the CPA to do his task efficiently, in a timely and orderly fashion, as quickly as possible, we obviously need to have all the records in proper order, so they are clearly accessible and comprehensible. So please understand that that is the main reason why we've closed the office, just to make the job of the CPA proceed as quickly as possible, so that we can then hopefully return to increased opening hours.
That would ultimately save us money in the long run.
Exactly, right. And the whole motivation behind this, as Joel has so well just pointed out, is money. Obviously, if the CPA can finish doing the audits as quickly as possible, we save a lot of money. Barbara.
Why are we doing 2008 when 2008 was done and okayed and passed and everything?
I'm going to refer this to Anthony.
Everything was done. There was no mistakes. It passed everything. So why are we spending all this money to do something that's redundancy?
You are so right, Bunny. Thank you for bringing that up. And a few years ago, 5 years ago, when the state finally came in, after so many complaints went to it, there was a review 2003 statement done, and then when the state came in, they mandated an audit for 2003, and the difference was so far apart, like over 50,000. So I actually asked Bill about that, and I never got an answer. But I'm going to pass this around, and when, Nancy and Betsy were there, they just kind of didn't answer anything. Everything was fine. But if you just look at the numbers, which you can start looking through, that's why we want to go back, or they wanted to go back to 2008 and see from the review to have an audit. Here you go.
That's it.
Does that answer it?
All right, you're going back. I have no qualms about the back, but 2008 was totally completed. It was done.
So was 2003. But when the audit came in, and actually, Mr. Heinzelman, before he got on the board, thought an audit for River Shores was very wise. But since he's been...
And I do.
Oh, you do?
I never voted against an audit.
Oh.
You did the last time.
Wow.
I voted against the 2008.
Why?
Yeah.
Because I think it's a waste going back to that point. Let's do 2009.
Yeah, that's fine, but 2008 was already cleared. Why waste more money?
We haven't had an audit since 2003.
And four. Yeah. And it's really overdue.
We passed everything when it went to the bookkeeping and everything.
Everything was Bunny, the truth of the matter is, you got all your statements in that packet. I don't know if they're accurate. There were problems with them. So, from what I looked in the books, they're not done on the accrual. There were tremendous problems with the payroll. So I think it's wise, and we didn't even know this. They just went ahead and voted. There is some problems there. So it's really going to need to be looked at. Yeah. And you know what? One of the audit prices came in like about $4,500, so it's really not the end of the world. So
it cost $12,000.
Well, that was Nancy's number. Yeah, Nancy always gets things a little more expensive than everybody else.
Yeah. The bump. Yeah.
The bump. That's right.
Whoever you're getting, I hope knows what he's doing.
Did you want to say something?
No, I'm not going back.
Oh, okay.
All right, can we move on to number 5, the revised 2010 budget now, please? Okay. No, for my son to...
Yeah, I'm just doing this on behalf of the President. I'd like to ask Anthony Rubeo to present the revised 2010 budget. Tony, if you want to come and sit here, you're welcome. Or if you want to sit where you are,
I think this is fine.
Okay. Would you like the microphone?
Nope. No.
Are we going to get a copy?
Well, it was mailed.
Okay.
Jack, your question about the water.
Yes.
Okay. I very quickly looked at what Betsy did for 2009.
I saw that.
And, well, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, 2009, the actual. And what did I see for the, oh, wait a minute. It was like 122,000.
Totally under budget.
Well, no, for actual.
Oh,
It's
actual.
actual. So it's really just an estimate. You can also see, I think, for 2010, we estimated 35,000 for legal and accounting. It's not going to be that high. So they're really just
I know
estimates.
you switched lines.
Yeah.
But the fact remains is that it went up 35%.
Well, we just got the bill, just a second, the bill that Betsy had paid late, or whenever.
Okay, I don't know anything.
Well, no. I'm just saying, that was like 14,000, I don't remember what it, let me finish. This one we just got now was like 9,000. So, you know, if you do the math, it just may come around 135. So it's close enough for the budget process. Will it be 145? It may. You know, but again, hopefully we won't be spending the other money, so it'll balance itself out.
Cool.
And I do have some good news with some of the foreclosure issues.
I mean, it's nice to hear some feedback.
Well, with some of the foreclosures, which, you know,
Yeah.
there's a whole drawer full.
Got it.
Today, I got a letter from somebody, he owes quite a bit of money, but it was a very, you know, sincere, you know, I'm sorry, I've been going through a major problem, and he put in 2 months' worth of maintenance, and he's going to try and catch it up. The Devon 413, again, after speaking with the closing agent, it was a little bit rough in the beginning, but she even is paying the special assessment, which I didn't think they would be liable for. So we're getting some of that money back.
When Rich was on the board, he spent, out of say 3 hours up there, 2 hours a day with collection.
Yeah.
That was his main thing, was trying to collect these people that, tomorrow. You know, like one of those things. And you know what? It's not tomorrow because we're paying for it.
Well, some people have some hard luck stories, and you know, when I was up there 10 years ago, no, I know, there wasn't, you know, I think 1 month it was as low as $20, I've had it, but it's 10 years later. You have to be vigilant on it. And the thing is, if it's tomorrow and it never happens, then it has to go to the lawyer.
I mean, I can give you all the names.
I spoke with him. He said he's coming in Friday. He paid some of it. This one, I just got a check, I think, today for. This one is selling. We're getting all the money for. This one is, I haven't gotten a hold of him. This one they're paying. This one, he doesn't owe that much. I think it's like $300–400. Okay. Well, let me try. I didn't hear everything.
Tell us what he said.
I can't. I didn't understand.
I have that up.
We cannot understand this. We cannot understand.
It's okay. The bottom line is we got to do the best, and what we can legally do, we do, and where we're kind of stuck. Like I said, this letter today from this guy apologizing, he gave me information you know, well,
No,
there's some light.
because
It may not be the brightest light, but there's some light, so we have to work with that.
Did you show this to him? What did he say?
Well, that was let go too long.
Right.
Yes. One apartment was let, well, no, the thing is,
Tried
for
that.
39,000, then you just
Well,
go into the
because I
foreclosure.
guess they just did.
Put a lien on it.
No, you gotta move
Then,
it in.
no,
Yeah, I know.
then his bank
He's getting on the phone.
turned around and slammed it down. So the bank goes before us.
Right.
Then the bank turned around, and let it go. We put it back on. The bank turned around.
No, there's a game going on there, but, you know, there's only 39,000, you know,
that's
at
not
a
You're gonna
farm.
bang your head against the wall with that.
One
It is
foreclosure,
coming
we're
because it's gonna
getting
be taken care of, if
$37,000
not
or
before the summer,
$4,000.
because now they can't keep doing it.
No, because we made the call.
We'll see.
We don't do anything.
Okay, excuse me, everybody. Look, we have to have a bit of order, if you don't mind.
Okay, is that it?
Have you wrapped up, Tony, the discussion with Jack, or because there's somebody at the back who wants to say?
Just have a question, quick question. You mentioned that some units have sold in the last 5 weeks. That's great. What are we talking about in terms of numbers of foreclosures? I know you're starting to.
You know what?
Yeah.
Paul, I haven't even, there's a drawer. I opened the drawer, but I really know there's going to be some light at the end of the tunnel. It may not be great, but it's going to be some.
I'm feeling optimistic, though, that
Thank
those will be
No,
sufficient that we can avoid a special assessment. Trying to.
I'm sorry.
Do you think that that light at the end of the tunnel will avoid having a special assessment?
I think we're going to be able to eat it. I can't promise, but let's try. Can we try? Yes, let's try. That's the best we can offer. But like I said, this Devon 413 that just is selling, there was a problem with it. They owed like $5,200 on it, and it was just speaking. Because I wasn't going to, you know, we have to do the SAPA letter. And I just didn't, you know, I followed up with the phone call, and there was a little bit of a rough conversation, but we understood each other, and I wound up getting the entire special assessment, plus the interest, plus, I don't know if that one I got the attorney's cost or not, because one of them I did.
Wait a minute.
So, there's somewhat. Now, is it 100%? No, we got 37 out of 52, so it's still lost. They're 1,500 we lost. But 1,500, it can be eaten.
All right, wait, well, okay, wait a minute, Heather 104. Who won't talk? My son won't talk?
They were asking me something. What? I can't. They had 3 people.
How many
You're not
units?
talking about these.
Oh, here, hold on. Are in foreclosure.
You have a right to know
We
things.
never had a right to know anything. I
Right.
was told I
Now we
can't.
have a right to know.
I'm the
We
vice
have a right to
president.
know.
I was told I can't touch the computer, I can't touch anything on Betsy's
And
desk,
don't-
and I
yeah.
can't go on the phone.
I'd like to just to say something very quickly, if I may.
Now you all want to know something.
Obviously, you know, a number of us have got issues with foreclosures, and maybe their individual statements and so forth. But this is not the place to go into great detail about the individual units, their status. Excuse me, their status, or the individual statements of individual owners. If you have any questions you do want to pursue, please contact the office, make an appointment to see Tony. He'll be very glad to devote time to answering your questions in a far more relaxed and civilized atmosphere than we have currently.